Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Subject of the discourse today is what exactly is the nature of enlightenment. This is a series we have been discussing on this topic. Already twice we have done that. Now today we'll go a little more. This is not an ordinary subject. This is profoundly important for everyone who wants to be free from all the bondages of worldly existence. Worldly existence has two sides. Something that is very attractive, therefore enchanting, and involves a being in all kinds of karmic activities. Bad karma, good karma. Bad karma leads to painful experience here and now, loss, bad name, all kinds of detrimental effect on life. And good karmas, on the other hand, leads to good fortune, happiness, greater intelligence, greater understanding, and so forth. But both these are karmas. That means they have a certain potential which is capable of bringing a certain result. So bad karma has the potential to lead one to states of existence where suffering, nothing but suffering, and very disadvantageous, very troublesome life. So if you are in the human plane somehow, poverty, suffering, misery, bad name, helplessness in 100 different ways, and if you are not in a human world, in a lower subhuman existence, the life of the animal, the life of ghostly people, of demoniac beings, asuras, or in the hells. Now these are the states of pain and suffering, unmitigated misery. Now this is what the potential of bad, evil karmas. And evil deeds like killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, drinking, all kinds of ways people get involved. Now this is where these karmas lead to. Because these karmas have a certain potential. I have also spoken about the nature of potential in the previous discourse, given you the example of a mango tree. The mango tree has the potential, has the capacity and the power to produce any number of mango fruits and delight people with those fruits. Now, when the season is gone and the mangoes are finished, now does it mean the tree has lost this potency? That it's not capable of bearing any more fruit? No. Unless, of course, the tree becomes barren for some other reason. Now, the tree can produce year after year luscious fruits, delighting the hearts of the eaters. Now, this is exactly what happens. A bad karma, a person indulges in that, and he says, oh, people they don't know. Taking a big bribe, a big officer, a minister, and thinking, oh, who is going to catch me, and all that. But they don't know what awaits them. This means stealing, depriving people of their legitimate wealth and money and property just for personal greed, And the result of that karma is, here and now you get involved in such situations of deprivation and misery and bad name. You just can't tell. So, the potency is not lost. If it bears fruit here and now in this life, it will be at least to some extent. But the carryover of that potential into the next life would mean, if they are lucky enough to be born in the human plane, to be born very poor, because they have deprived people of their legitimate wealth and so on. So now they are without anything. They are penniless, poor, suffering, looked down upon, deprived of all the benefits that the other human beings enjoy. Why are people poor in the world? These are some of the ways. This terrible corruption that really has marred our development and good relationship in this country and with the other countries. People don't know what this corruption can mean. So now karma has a potential to bear fruit here and now and hereafter. The good similarly is the same. You are a generous person, benevolent person, open-handed, open-hearted. You give, seeking nothing, no worldly result, no worldly reward of any kind. Just the pleasure of giving and being happy by making somebody else happy. Now, these beings, not only they have good name here and now as virtuous people, generous people, and they don't suffer from all kinds of diseases and troubles, bad name and all that. But hereafter they carry the potential with them. They may be born in the human world in a very noble family, very wealthy family, etc. Or normally they go to the divine planes and there they enjoy immense happiness and bliss, long life, all kinds of powers and so on. So these karmas are very real. So if anybody is trying to get or gain enlightenment, he or she must understand what exactly is this enlightenment and what are those things which come on the way to enlightenment. Enlightenment is a process, I mentioned in the last discourse. That means there are several steps. First of all, there are 4 stages. When you offer your veneration to the Sangha, saying, Esa Bhagavato Sava, Chattari Arya, now the 4 Puggalas, the 4 enlightened beings, Artha Arya Puggala, they are in 8 steps of, insight, spiritual insight. So, the 4 stages of Aryas are the Sotapanna. I will explain today these 4. And their achievement of the 8 steps of enlightenment. What are the processes involved in that? Now, a Sotapanna means Sota plus Apanna. Sota in Pali or Shrota in Sanskrit means stream, current, that which flows. Now, Srota Apanna, one who has won or entered into the stream that irreversibly takes you to Nibbana within 7 lifetimes. You can never lose. You can never fall back into the world. Last time I mentioned about the Sotapanna's mind being totally transformed. He has achieved the supermundane state of wisdom and insight, and therewith many other achievements, and is freed from samsaric bondage in such a magnificent way that you can't even think. He can be born only 7 times, no more. And he can never be born in the lower subhuman plane at all. He can never break the Panchashila, can never do any evil action at all. Now what a sublime life he must be living. What kind of noble mind he must be having. Now what does he actually attain? First of all, Sotapanna stage has 2 steps. Sotapatti Magga, Sotapatti Phala. That means the stream entrance, the state of the enlightenment state of stream entrance. You see, at the path level. Now what does it mean, the path insight? There is 2 steps means, one, the path insight, and the other fruition insight. Path insight means that stage of enlightenment where you destroy something once and for all. You completely uproot certain fetters which tie you or bind you, bandhana, karma bandhanam, samsara bandhanam. Fetters means bandhana. In Pali they are known as sangyojanam. Sangyojeti, that which binds you, yokes you into something. And what is that something? It yokes your this life with the next life. That means 2 lives are yoked together, bound together. With the karmic potency, these 2 lives are now bound together. That is one kind of fetter or action of the fetter. The other is, it not only binds you from one life to the other, but once you are reborn into the next life, you are endowed with all your senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Now these 6 internal sense organs or sense faculties are tied to their external counterpart. Eye is tied to all visible objects. Whatever that can be seen, it is because we are endowed with the eye that we can see. Because we are endowed with ear that we can hear. Because we are endowed with nose, we can smell all kinds of fragrances or stinks and things like that. So these internal sense organs are fettered to the external objects, to their respective external objects. So this process of being interlocked, at the moment you are born, your mind gets interlocked, even in the mother's womb. But once you are out of the mother's womb, all your faculties get activated. You begin to see, you begin to hear, you feel the touch of the mother, you begin to smell something, and the milk that the mother provides, you begin to taste that, and your mind also gets activated. You first of all try to recognize who is this person who is holding me, hugging me. That's called the mother, Ma. because that baby can only say Ma, that sound Ma. And then later on the baby is taught, no, that fellow, the other object is Papa, Father, Baba. And that other object is your brother. The other object, your sister. The other object, so on. He is taught, he is given name of these objects so that he can recognize these objects again. So this process of perception begins to work. Now when you perceive an object, let's say, you know all the senses and how they work and all that, even a baby. Baby sees the mother far away and he is alone, he gets frightened. He just shrieks and puts up such a hue and cry, the mother has to run and come and pat the fellow. So he has got a power now. And he knows that if he shouts, he gets the love of the mother. So he craves for the love of the mother, the touch of the mother. That is where the life wonderfully gets locked up. Craving, which is the source of all suffering in the world, sets in right there. So complicated and complex is life, my dears. So much interlocked we are with the external world. Our internal world, the mind, world of the mind, is completely interlocked with the external world and gets completely helpless. You can't help. You have to interact one way or other. If you have plenty of punya, you have done a lot of good deeds in the past and the mind is sufficiently matured spiritually, then your reaction to external objects would be very sane. You will not just go on after it. Now, for instance, some baby is given a chocolate. Some other person comes, he says, oh, nice chocolate, huh? And the baby quickly gives away that chocolate to that person. Come on, have it. Enjoy it. He doesn't care tuppence what happens to that chocolate thereafter. Why is that? He has developed so much of benevolence in the past, dana, by giving, this tendency to give and be happy just by giving. Now so this tendency has started working now. So he doesn't crave for the thing anymore, but he delights in giving. He becomes generous, benevolent, compassionate, loving. A process of freedom of mind starts there. The other way, a greedy, grabbing type, you give a chocolate, it simply grasps it. And if anybody comes and says, oh, fine thing, he begins to shout, he bawls out, oh, my chocolate is going to be taken away. There you are, the attachment to the object and the grabbing tendency. From where has he got this? No God has given him. No religion, no nothing, nobody. His own greedy activities of the past, volitional activities. The greed that motivated him to commit some action. That now has come in the form of a dormant psychological tendency. And that has conditioned his mind in such a way that even as a baby, he's a greedy fellow, he can't give anything. He becomes a real miser. Once this kind of thing happens in that state, what will this fellow do? He will never share anything with anybody in the future. He will become a corrupt fellow. If he somehow if he is an intelligent fellow, which is quite possible, and he gets into an IS job or some information technology, some executive, makes a lakh of rupees a month, but he doesn't share 10 rupees with his mother and father who are who are absolutely in a state of poverty. No. His heart doesn't move. He's so self-centered and bas, there you are. And if he has a family, that's all. Limited to that. So this kind of tendency, these things don't come from any God or any other external thing. These temperaments happen because of our own actions of the past. So now, a person who is motivated, who has become a Sotapanna, for instance, he can never, there are three things he breaks once and for all. He breaks or destroys, uproots the bandhana, samyojana. I have explained samyojana works in two ways. It links you with the next life, then it links you with the external world thereafter. This is bandhana. And you get caught life after life after life. That is the journey. That is called samsara. And this samsara is created not by God, not by any particular sampradaya or religious sect or person or guru or anybody. Yeah, the external things can influence you. Your education can influence you. Your family culture and heritage can influence you. Other people's conduct can influence you and make you behave in a certain way. But nothing more than that. The action is done by you, and you have to get you see, you have to pay a price for that. So, a Sotapanna who has broken three fetters. One is Saktaya Ditti, self-illusion. What exactly is that? Self-illusion is the notion that I am. There is a thing called I, and that I am, that I possess this. Sense of possession. This body is mine. This thing is mine. I have written this, I have created this. All these, I, mine. This is so deep-rooted a fetter. It starts with a little baby. So now, that the Sotapanna has done away with. He has no sense of egocentricity or self-centeredness. What a freedom indeed. Once he has broken this mental fetter, he can be born just 7 times thereafter, no more. And before that you can be born 100 times, 1,000 times. So what a wonderful achievement, what a wonderful freedom. Then Sotapanna has uprooted one more very terrible thing called Vichikitsa. It's not a simple doubt because of ignorance. You don't know something, so some doubt has come. But it is that judgmental tendency whereby you become skeptical and cynical. You reject, you disbelieve, you misconstrue, misinterpret. All these things because, not only because of your lack of knowledge, but a terrible delusion of judgmental tendency and rejection. It is like, you see, now in the West, if a person is a Catholic, and you talk about any other religion or Protestantism, his mind is blocked. He says no. He may give his ear because just to be polite, but then his mind is blocked. He doesn't believe. He doesn't care. All the good things that others can have, no. Mind is locked. Mind is blocked. Similarly, here in our country, plenty all the religious people, they don't want to hear anything about the others. All the officials, they are so pampered with their ego. They don't want to hear about anybody. The politicians, they don't want to talk about anybody's this thing, only their own little. So the little world into which we are jailed is created by this tendency. You see, close-mindedness. And that is exactly what skeptical or skepticism as such brings about. Skeptical doubt and so on. Now from this also the mind is freed. Oh, what a freedom it must be, what a wonderful freedom. You are no longer a mean-minded person. No longer, you are completely open to everything, to every thought, every experience. You see only the good things in life, good things in everybody. You don't find fault. You are not judgmental. Keep on judging others but never yourself. None of that. What a wonderful freedom it must be. Further, he has achieved something far more than that. And that is called Sila Bata Paramasa. That means one who has broken asunder the tremendous illusion that an external activity by itself is self-fulfilling. Itself is enough. Okay, you go to a temple, you carry some coconut, some of these things, something, and give to the priest and say, okay, come on, go ahead. And that gentleman chants something, does some little physical action of arati and all that sort of thing. And there is the matter, he comes with his head completely free. He says, oh, all the papam I have done now is purified. Regardless of the fact that his mind is not at all affected by that ritual or by that external ceremony, or the belief that you go and have a dip in Ganga or Yamuna or Saraswati or anything, Godavari, Kaveri, and you are freed from all papam. This external act, or anything external. You go to the church once a week, or go to your masjid, or go to your temple, just for the sake of you have done some ritual and all that, attend and come back. You have broken all the 5 precepts, and there you just bribe the priest $5, or the Purohit or some mullah, and come away and say, I am free from all the evil now. This kind of belief in the efficacy of external practices, the rites and rituals and all that. Once in a blue moon you give some dana, because your family tradition, you say on such and such day you have to do this dana. But finish thereafter, it is not that with the mind to give, but because it has to be done. Or if you think you are a meditator, you have to sit for some time in the morning, you go and sit down, meditate, but your mind is roaming everywhere. You are planning how to make more money, how to go and harm so and so because he has done this to me. And then you get up from your and say, I have meditated, very good, plenty of punya, I've now freed, my mind is okay. Now this kind of belief in external practices without the mind getting involved in a way that it gets purified and perfected, that is called Sila Bata Para. Sila, virtuous act. Varta is some kind of ceremony or some kind of observation, ritualistic observation. Paramasa, that means superstitious adherence to that. So you just externally, you adhere to some of these things, and you think your mind is purified, or you have done something and you are there, your spiritual, moral or religious duty is over. Now this kind of belief, twisted belief and distorted belief in the efficacy of external things, is a very great fetter indeed. Karma is committed by mind. Karma involves you in samsaric existence through your mind. And if the mind is not developed and purified, what can external things do? You go to a temple or to some guru or somebody, put on some nice patta vastram, silk and cloth and all that sort of thing, so, and attend the function and come back. Oh, I have gained so much of punya. Some just plain external act. No. Sotapanna is done away with all these three fetters. The result is freed from egocentricity, self-illusion. And